Jonathan Jones, do we have you?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going. How's it feel? Another win in the books. It's been a while since the last one. What was the mood like in the locker room after the game, and how is it like today? I know you have the day off, but yeah,
Man,
it's got to feel good, right?
I tell you this, it's easier to talk to you guys after a win. Yeah, the locker room was good. It was good. I think the feeling on the sideline just carried over into the locker room. Just the excitement from the team. Like I said, it was just a good win, a good feeling to get our second win of the season.
We've talked about it that from afar for the fans, it seems like it's even better when it comes against the Jets. Do you still have that vibe, that feeling inside the locker room? Are the Jets still a rival, or is there a little different feeling when you beat the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you beat the Jets, it's a good win, and much more in the community. Every time you beat the Jets, people, walk up to you and say, man, thank you for beating the Jets. We hate the Jets. So it's definitely always a New England favorite when we get a big win versus them.
Your coach, Gerard Mayo, took a lot of heat over the course of the week from outside the locker room, obviously, over the soft comments, even though he did walk him back. And we did talk to you about that last week, John. Do you think that this week and this performance you guys had Sunday is a good example of just how different things are inside the locker room versus the way people react to him outside? I mean, it seemed like you guys were playing pretty hard for him out there and that you responded positively to the comments that he had.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have the trust of your team, you can always give constructive criticism. And I think just guys wanted to prove, not just him wrong, just prove ourselves right. That, we know the team that we have. And just to put together a win. I think more than anything, guys came together, executed, didn't make all the mistakes that we made in previous weeks that, caused us to lose game, and the results were there.
I feel like every week I ask you a question about Christian Gonzalez and the matchup he's had against somebody and the impressive job he did. So I'm not going to do that. We all saw it. He did a great job against Devontae Adams, a Hall of Fame receiver. Tell me something I don't know about Christian Gonzalez, because we hear him on our midday show. Seems pretty quiet. Those guys got to ask him a lot of questions, and they don't get a lot of answers out of him. So I'm coming to you as veteran teammate. Tell me something about Christian Gonzalez the fans need to know.
Man, he's a worker. I mean, like I said, he's quiet. He's to himself. But at the same time, he has this energy and this presence about himself, this confidence in himself. And, man, it's good to see it come out on Sundays just because I know, how hard he works and, how everything just means a lot to him. And you could see that and just see him continuing to grow. And he plays with a chip on his shoulder. And I don't know if everyone sees that, but he definitely goes out there and exudes that on the game there.
Where is he in his development? Because I know you've said you think he's not going to be one of the best corners. He's going to be one of the best players in the National Football League. Where are we seeing 70%, 80%? Where is he in that evolution?
I can't give numbers, but I can definitely say this. He's just continuing to get better, and at this point, it's just repetition. And when a guy's early reps look like this, you just want to see him continue to get better and better and better, and it will. And that's all that's going to happen. He's going to continue to get better as long as he stays healthy. The sky's the limit for him. I've always seen that in him, and I'm excited to see him grow.
Jonathan, without Kyle Duggar in the game, and obviously with Jabril going through his situation there, you guys shorthanded at the safety position. You were moving around out there. It looked like sort of in different roles. How was it sort of trying to regroup around the guys that were missing?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the safeties that we had, they stepped up. Your coach came to me before the game and asked me, hey, be prepared to play some safety. I told you guys before, I'm always penciled in as a backup safety, backup everything. So just, willing to help. Just whatever they ask of me, I'm always willing to do it. And that's excitement for me. And just, those guys, like I said, they stepped up for Doug not being there, Pep not being in. It was a good game for him.
You guys always talk about complementary football. Your cornerback buddy, Marcus Jones, you get that stop, and then he has that punt return. From the outside looking in, it seemed like that changed the game, that was a pivotal play in the game. What was the energy in that situation?
Oh, man, momentum. At some point, teams are going to have to stop kicking him the ball because, he's electric with the ball in his hands and just a pure athlete. But that was definitely a moment in the game where just energy shifts. You gave the offense a short field, the sidelines, the stadium, just the energy. Energy is a big part of the game, and that play right there definitely brought us to our sideline.
You guys have, as a defensive unit, you're on the sideline while the offense is out there, and in certain games, the time of possession has been swung in the other direction. As the season's gone on, have you noticed improvements on that with the offense? Can you sort of feel that when you're on the sidelines? Is that something you guys are conscious of?
You do. And I know, as a team, we always harp on, like you said, complimentary football. And so when those guys go out there, can hold on to the ball, not turn it over, get a couple first downs. It's not always about points, just being able to hold on to the ball and drive. It definitely helps us out as a defense, and they definitely been doing a lot better job of that, and it helps.
Jonathan, an unfortunate situation with Drake May on the slide. He gets hit in the head. He ends up having to come out of the game. And we've been talking, we asked Jacoby about it, and he said, they do try to protect us as quarterbacks. I wanted to flip sort of the script there and ask you about, as a defensive player, a sliding quarterback, a late sliding quarterback, you're trying to make a tackle. You don't want to get embarrassed by a guy who's a good athlete. Drake May's a big guy. He can run around you or over you. How do you handle that situation? Is that just a situation where sometimes it's inevitable that these things are going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bang-bang play, and I know in replay they can always slow it down, to the millisecond. But, in real time, those are tough plays. Guys are flying around trying to make plays, and, the quarterbacks are good athletes running around, trying to extend the plays. And so sometimes it looks bad when you slow it down in replay. But, guys are just out there trying to make plays. I don't always think it comes with malice intent. And so we try to keep that in mind. But as a defensive player, you're just out there, trying to give your best effort and, stop the offense from getting any more yards.
Do you think in general that NFL players try to take care of each other? Even though you guys are trying to hit and tackle and be physical, do you think in general players aren't looking to do anything above and beyond? Is it usually looking to take care of each other?
Yeah, it's a working agreement. I mean, as a defensive player, I want you hurting but not hurt, if that makes sense. I want you to feel my presence. I want you to know that, you're dealing with a physical team. You're dealing with physical players. But at the end of the day, you want guys to go back to their family. You want them to continue their career. So it's definitely not, with any intent to hurt guys, to end their career, give them injuries. But you definitely want your presence to be felt as a defender.
Jonathan, Josh Uche traded away today to Kansas City for a 6th-round pick. He was only on a 1-year deal. You're on the last year of your deal. You're a veteran player on this team. Is the trade deadline something that's crossed your mind?
No, I mean, I've got some questions about it, but no. I go to work every day and just try to stay focused on what I can control. And, it's worked for me so far in my career, and that's what I'm continuing to do is just, just control the things that I can control and show up, every day ready to work.
I asked Jacoby Brissett this, and I just want to get another veteran idea. There are some people, including myself, I'll be honest with you, that have talked about draft picks, and this team needs as high a draft pick as possible, and maybe winning games isn't necessarily the best thing for the long-term future of the franchise. As a guy who puts his body on the line in a professional, does that annoy you when people like me say that? Do you understand it as part of the business in the game? How do you react to those types of comments and thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely understand it. That's a big part of the fan side of it. But as players, we're going out there to win. And, as a team, there's not one team in the league that, it's going to turn their season around from one player. Obviously guys coming in always helps, and there's free agency and there's the draft. But at the end of the day, our job is to go out there and win games and just continue to get better. I think if you're playing for no one else, you're playing for yourself and for your family, for your teammates, for the guys who've, been there through the spring, the summer. And so, we go out there and play for each other, if nothing else.
All right, Jonathan Jones, we'll leave it right there. Thanks for the time today, and good luck this weekend against the Titans.